How's it going, guys? Hopefully everyone's having a good Tuesday. Another NASCAR news style video because, it's not, how do I say this? This is literally the worst kept secret, or I don't even know if they tried keeping it a secret anymore, that I've probably ever seen in NASCAR. I don't think I've ever seen something that's been so blatantly obvious for months, and they just didn't announce it until today, which is, yeah, I can't remember the last time something like that happened. I mean, towards like the end of last season, you kind of knew Kyle Larson was going to go to Hendrick, but even that was not as obvious as Brad Keselowski owning part of Roush Fenway Racing. Shout out to all the Patreon supporters. You guys are the absolute best for always supporting the channel. And guys, the subscriber count, everything, view count, everything's going up on the channel. Appreciate all the support. So I wanted to talk about this because I have a few thoughts about this. None are negative. They're all positive. I think this is a beautiful move. I think this is so intelligent by Brad Keselowski. I have always rated Keselowski to be one of, I take that back. Not always. When I was a young lad back in 2014 and I was biased to the teeth, then I was not happy with that man in the 2014 playoffs. So, not always have I liked Brad Keselowski. It took me a little bit of time to get over that. But Brad Keselowski the man, Brad Keselowski the driver, Brad Keselowski the businessman, they're all three of those versions very, very smart. And what he is doing today is also very, very smart. I want to make sure this is clear, he's not becoming like a half owner, because a lot of people are going to compare this to Tony Stewart when he joined Gene Haas and made Stewart-Haas Racing. You can see what that's become today. That's not what this is. This is Brad Keselowski owning a minority. I almost said minority for some reason. Minority stake in Roush Fenway Racing. It's not like a 50-50 or 51-49. It's not that kind of way. He doesn't have that much power. But it is a minority stake. So he will be part owner of Roush Fenway Racing. So he will be an owner driver. He's going to be driving the 6th car, which then boots Ryan Newman out of that car, which was pretty expected. And to be honest, I think Ryan Newman's career, as we have known for a while now, is probably coming to an end. He's not a bad driver, and when he was young and he first came into the sport, he was lightning fast. Rocket Ryan Newman, we all know who that was. But he's never really been able to really put together a huge, little bit of momentum to keep him going. He almost did win the 2014 championship, though. That would have been crazy and just downright stupid, but he almost did win it. He finished second in the championship race. So that situation, he did well over there. He's hopped around a lot to many different teams. But I think it is most likely coming to an end for Ryan Newman. Probably will get a ride next season, but him ever getting into a top ride, that's out of the question. It's just him having some fun, enjoying the end of his career. So I wish him all the best. Keselowski will also assume a leadership role. He will lead the competition side after racing, so not during racing. During the next few years, he will be racing for the 6th team. He will be a part owner, and then after he retires, he will assume the lead competition role. If you don't know what that means, that's more like how what Chad Knaus does for Hendrick Motorsports right now. Chad Knaus is like the head of competition there. That's kind of like what Keselowski will be. He'll be the head, of competition, and as a part owner as well. Now, why do I think this is so smart? Well, for number one, if you could get part ownership of anything, that's incredibly smart. But it's the timing. That's what's really smart about this. I would assume that Keselowski has thought about this for multiple years. As next gen comes in, as the sport gets much cheaper to get into, get some sort of ownership, and that's exactly what he did. So he's gonna become a part owner. The value of that ownership that he will hold, that stake, will increase dramatically, I think, over the next 10 years. So he's going to be putting himself in a really good position right now. He's going to be putting himself in a really good position for after racing. His family will be set. Everything is good. And you might think to yourself, well, his family already is set. He's already is rich. But no, this extends that. This extends that even further. He will be richer. His family will be secured. His children's children will be secured, so it is okay. One argument that I've seen a lot is you're throwing away your chances at a championship. You're going to Roush Fenway. They've struggled ever since, basically after the year 2012, 2013. They've been not what they used to be, and that is true. He's going to Roush Fenway. It's going to be the 6 and the 17, most likely a Chris Buescher there. Why would you do that? Why would you throw away your chances of a championship racing for Penske and run mid-pack at Roush Fenway? Well, here's my argument for that. Number one, next year is a clean slate. So to have someone as smart and as intelligent as Brad Keselowski heading into the next gen era is really, really important to have on your team. Number 2, it has been told in the press conferences today that the president of Roush Fenway, Steve Newmark, he said that they were actually thinking about going to a 3-car team, but it would better for them at the moment to be a 2-car team. I want you to think about Penske when Brad Keselowski went to Penske. It was after Kurt Busch had his little meltdown, and then, Keselowski went to Penske. Think about where Penske was at that time. They were not what they are today. They're not what they were. You think of Penske as a powerhouse today, but back then they weren't a powerhouse. They were very similar to, like a Chip Ganassi Racing. A 2-car team. They could win races, but would they be able to win a championship? No, not really. Brad Keselowski comes in. What happens? 3 years time, they win a championship in 2012. So Brad Keselowski can have that effect on Penske. But then again, Penske, they got their stuff together. They then added the 3rd team. Now they're a powerhouse. What can happen with Roush Fenway Racing? Well, Roush Fenway Racing does have the backing of Ford. They will have Brad Keselowski there. And I think they can, with the next-gen car coming in, it'll be a clean slate. You have to remember that the chassis for every single team will be the same. It's not going to be like Joe Gibbs and Hendrick and SHR have this massive gap to everyone else. The next-gen car should close the gap up a little bit, but you will still have your most predominant teams kind of edge ahead. But being on Roush Fenway now is not going to be as much of a disadvantage, as it was, in last year, the year before. Another thing is a championship. What does a championship really mean? I want you to ask yourself this. You ask yourself, and so maybe sometimes the driver will ask themselves, what is the value of a championship? What is it now? The value of a NASCAR championship has gone down dramatically. I mean, absolutely 100% way down in terms of value. Why is that? Well, winning a championship nowadays in NASCAR is such a crapshoot that who cares? And drivers will tell you this. Teams will tell you this. Team members will tell you this. The guys that put their blood, sweat, and tears into every race car, they will tell you that winning a championship, like nowadays, okay, cool, you won it. That's great job. Doesn't really matter anymore. Not to the extent that it did matter beforehand. And we're talking about regular season championship. We're talking about the chase, when Jimmy was winning 5 straight. Once it went to this one race thing, no. It's too much of a lottery. It's too much of a guessing game. You are putting yourself in a winner, and this is why Denny Hamlin never really is that heartbroken when he can't win a championship in the one race format. It's not fair. Winning a championship in today's format is not fair. And if it's not fair, it's not valuable. If you win it, great job. If you don't, oh well. It is not what it used to be like, where if you did well the entire season and you missed out, let's say Carl Edwards in 2011, right? He did well the entire season. The chase comes around. Tony Stewart wins 5 races in that chase, and Carl Edwards finishes tied with Tony Stewart, but he lost the championship because he finished 2nd at Homestead and Tony Stewart finished 1st. That was an incredible battle. Carl Edwards will feel heartbroken that he lost that championship. Then, what happened to Carl Edwards? Carl Edwards in 2016 is in the one race chase. He's leading, gets wrecked on the restart, and retires. I mean, it's as simple as that. No matter what Carl Edwards wants to say or whatever he thinks, I promise you, in his mind, he just did not care anymore. The 2011 one definitely hurt him, but he lost that fair and square. So if you won that that carries a lot of value. The 2016 one, it's a crapshoot. You do well all season, you get to Homestead, it's decided on some random race and some random restart, you get wrecked, Logano gets wrecked, you apologize, you retire. That's it. You go enjoy the rest of your life. And then NASCAR starts taking away horsepower, and Carl Edwards is like, no, I'm gone. So the value of a championship today is nowhere near where it was. Will Brad Keselowski win a championship in the next 2 to 3 years? Probably not. But he can build that team up, and he can compete for a championship again. And then, hey, if you get into the Final Four, who knows what can happen? Honestly, it is a crapshoot. The leader can have a flat tire, and then you could be running 5th, and you can win the championship. You could win a championship running 10th, and then the other 2 guys wreck, and the other guys having a terrible race, and next thing you know, 10th place wins the championship. It doesn't matter. The value doesn't matter. Who cares? Whatever. It doesn't matter. What does matter is having an ownership role, having a say in the team, and setting yourself up for the rest of your life. Not only for your racing career, but for what you want to do afterwards. Keselowski is someone that is very he's very provocative and talkative when it comes to NASCAR. He will express his feelings, he will express his mind, and if he disagrees with something, he will showcase his, displeasure. And him getting into that ownership role, he's going to have a much larger say in the sport as a part owner. He'll be able to influence certain decisions, whether it's by the teams or by NASCAR. All that is why this is done. It's not about championships. It's not about racing. He will still race as long as he wants. I guarantee that him and that team will try as hard as possible to bring Roush Fenway Racing back to the glory days of where they should be. Roush Fenway Racing is a historic NASCAR team. They should be at the top. Unfortunately, they haven't been recently, but they really should. So if they can get that team back to the top, I would love it. But if you think that, oh, he's sacrificing his championship hopes and he might not be able to win races as much, it just does not matter anymore. Not as much as it used to be. You can go have fun in dirt racing, go have fun in late models, go have fun, and then you go to NASCAR, you collect your paycheck, and you kind of move on. That's kind of what the situation that is right now. And hopefully next gen changes that. If next gen has some great racing and all that, oh man, I would be so excited. But as long as we have this championship format that rewards chaos and just randomness, that aiming for the championship is not really that big of a deal. I'm really happy for Keselowski, really am. He's a great guy. I think he's a little bit underappreciated in the sport, and now you will see him in the sport for a very long time. By the time I turn 45 years old in 21 years time, Brad Keselowski is going to be in the sport. So that's good news. That's really good news. Really happy for him. I can't wait to see what he does at Roush Fenway Racing. One of my biggest hopes and dreams. I'm a big history guy. I just want to see that team come back to the top. Like, cool. I know SHR was recently created. They're at the top. I understand that. We have Gibbs. We have it broke my heart when I saw Hendrick running 15th every race. Like that broke my heart. I want to see those historic teams at the top. If Wood Brothers Racing can ever get a 3-car team going somehow, that would be awesome. Would that ever happen? Probably not at the moment. So Roush Fenway Racing, I do have my hopes and dreams are there for Roush Fenway, just to get them up a little bit. And Brad Keselowski coming in is going to help them so much. I'm so happy about that. And hopefully Chris, I don't have that much of an opinion on Chris Buescher, but hopefully he does well in that car. If not, he's probably going to get the boot and someone else is going to come in there. So, we'll see how it all goes. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another video. I have to get back to the gaming stuff, guys. I've been, it's been a busy time with NASCAR 21 and real life stuff, and I just wanted to express my opinion on this news today. That's really all this video was. Not too much, not too long. I will see you guys later. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your day. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you're not already. Comment down below what you think. If you disagree with my championship opinion, let me know. If you think value is still there for that championship, let me know. I truly don't think there is. But if you disagree, let me know in the comments below. No hard feelings. Keep it respectful. I will see you guys later. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. See you tomorrow. Peace out.